So hi everybody, today we're talking about jicama. And why are we doing that? It's because on the healthy eating journey, we need some new ingredients every now and then to kind of spice things up just a little bit so we don't get bored. We need to stay engaged so that we can stay on the healthy eating path. And this funny looking vegetable is a great way to introduce a new flavor, a new texture into your diet so that things stay fun and interesting for you. So first thing is you'll notice is that this is a pretty monstrous looking vegetable, isn't it? A pretty big beast. And so one of the things you can do if this is too much vegetable for you, it's easy to get the produce guy to usually they'll cut them in half for you, so you only have to take half. Okay, now in the rest of this video, I want to go ahead and show you a few ideas for how you prep it and what you can do with this to add some interest and fun to your diet. So I should mention why I like jicama, and that's because it's got a nice, pleasant flavor, mildly sweet, but I really like the refreshing crunch that it adds to a dish. Really brings a lot of texture into a dish. So I should mention why I like jicama, and that's because it has a really nice, pleasant flavor, mildly sweet. But what I really like is its refreshing crunch. Really adds a lot of texture to a dish. But to unlock that nice flavor and that refreshing crunch, we've got to get into this beast. And so to do that, you're going to need a good chef's knife. A little paring knife is not going to do the trick. So I've got my big chef's knife here. What I do, I've started this before, and what I do is I stick the knife down in there with the point down and then lever it down. And it might take a couple tries to get through this thing because it's pretty hard. Now, one of the advantages is you might have gotten your jicama cut in half at the produce in the produce aisle, which is great. But one of the advantages of cutting it half yourself is that it will last a lot longer in the refrigerator when it's unopened. The cut edges tend to get deteriorated more quickly. But if that happens, it's no problem. You just shave that part off and the rest of the jicama will be just fine. So we're going to work with just this one half of the jicama. Once I've got it cut in half, I can put it down on that stable edge and go ahead and peel it because it's got a really tough peel. And you could try to use your vegetable peeler for this, but you can see that it's pretty darn tough. It's taken me some work with this good sharp paring knife, so I would probably just opt for the paring knife. That's a lot easier. And one of the nice things about jicama is that, like I say, it can store in the refrigerator. I've had this in the refrigerator a good week and it's doing just fine. And so that means that you can buy this and use it at the tail end of all your vegetables. Use up your more delicate vegetables first, and then you've got this one. Okay, now I've got that all cut and prepped and ready to go. There's a little bad spot there, I'll cut it off. So now what do we do with it? Well, idea number one is to go ahead and get your box grater, and we can just grate it. It grates real easily, and I like having this big hunk of it to hang on to, and it grates up really nice, and that makes a really nice addition to a green salad or even a coleslaw. Say a coleslaw with red cabbage would be a nice color combination. Second thing you can do with it is I cut it into little matchsticks, and the way I do that is I might cut it into slices one way, and then I lay those down and cut it into slices the other way. And what I end up with are nice little matchsticks. Might cut those in half one more time. Those are a nice addition to a stir fry. Adds a nice bit of crunch to your stir fry. So put those aside over here. Idea number three is to make a fun appetizer. And for this, I'll cut them into those slices again, but a little thicker. I'm going to be making finger-sized matchsticks, you might say. Kind of matchsticks again, but finger-sized. And you can be a little more careful about this than I'm being for this fast video. But I'm making nice little finger-sized pieces of jicama. And that was a little big. Let's cut that in half again. And then what we do is I've got my nice pretty red plate here. You can put those on a nice pretty plate, top them with a little chopped cilantro and a little squeeze of fresh lime. And then if you want a little salt and a little bit of pepper, I think I'm going to try that. I always forget to put that on. I think it could be a good addition. But there you've got a really nice little appetizer. And can I say too, speaking of appetizers, don't forget while you're prepping this for maybe a stir fry or a salad to take a bite or two yourself, because they're really fun to, they're just really refreshing and nice to eat while you're prepping for a meal and you're hungry and you're starving. Nice low calorie, high nutrition sort of thing that you can eat while you're prepping dinner. So thanks for watching. I hope this gives you some ideas and you can see that there's a lot of fun to be had with jicama. I hope it adds a lot of fun and pizzazz